If you've been following Saudi Arabia lately, you'd know that the country is currently experiencing an unprecedented mega-project construction boom. You'd also probably recognize names like Neom, the country's largest urban development project, or Keqiang, Saudi Arabia's take on a global entertainment city that could rival Disney World. Alongside these impressive mega-projects comes another massive and incredibly ambitious one called the Muqab, which will be a supernal golden skyscraper shaped like a cube, with a tall twisted tower inside. The Muqab is meant to be the centerpiece of Saudi Arabia's New Murabba, a real estate development project that aims to be the world's largest modern downtown project. The Muqab is expected to bring many economic benefits to its city, the capital, Riyadh, and Saudi Arabia as a whole. However, this didn't spare the mega project from facing enormous criticism thanks to a wide variety of concerns. These concerns include concerns over its design and purpose, religious concerns, human rights abuses, you name it. This is why we're going to explore the details of this mega project in this video, talk about why Saudi Arabia is building it, and discuss all the criticism it faces. So stay tuned. Welcome back to PST Mega Projects. Saudi Arabia is back with its latest massive mega project, the Muqab, which means the cube in English. The construction for the cube is expected to start sometime in 2024 and be fully completed by 2030. So, what exactly is the Muqab supposed to be? It's Riyadh's newest supernal skyscraper, and it is planned to reach a height of 400 meters, or 312 feet, on each side, which explains the cube's name. This height will put it at the top of the world's tallest buildings rankings. When looking at the Muqab's exterior, you can see that its design is inspired by the Najdi architectural style, which is one type of Saudi Arabia's traditional Islamic architectural style. In contrast, its layout and shape are inspired by the Murabba Palace. On the Muqab's rooftop, there will be an impressive wide rooftop garden that gives it a green and sustainable look. But the building will also be green in operations, as it will be powered entirely by renewable energy sources, reducing its carbon footprint and promoting sustainable living. If you think that the cube's exterior looks impressive, wait until you see what's inside it. The cube's large interior will include 121 floors and floor space of around 2 million square meters, or 0.77 square miles, which the Saudi government's public investment fund says would be large enough to house 20 Empire State Buildings.
At a scale that's unprecedented, big enough to hold 20 Empire State Buildings.
Despite this, the cube isn't aiming to house 20 buildings. Instead, it will have a large twisted tower positioned at its center. Think of it like a massive box with a tall tower inside. According to the Saudi Public Investment Fund, the Muqab will encompass a tower atop a spiral base, a premium hospitality destination with many retail, cultural, and tourist attractions, along with residential and hotel units, commercial spaces, and recreational facilities. Aside from the large twisted tower, the Muqab will also feature some kind of holographic experience that will be used to depict otherworldly scenes to the people inside the building, such as underwater views, futuristic jets, rocks floating, and even fire-breathing dragons flying around. This very ambitious and futuristic project will be located in the Al Khairwan district of Riyadh. It will be the centerpiece of a larger real estate development project in the Saudi capital, called New Murabba. New Murabba will be Riyadh's new downtown, where technology and sustainability are fused into one. In addition to the Muqab, New Murabba will feature thousands of new homes, hotels, retail spaces, offices and leisure facilities, an immersive theater, and a technology and design university. It will also be a sustainable downtown area with lots of green spaces and will be a fully walkable area. The company behind this project is the New Murabba Development Company, which notably has the Saudi Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, as its head. The Crown Prince's personal involvement in the project is no surprise since it's part of his 2023 vision for the country. Saudi Arabia's 2030 vision was launched by the Crown Prince back in 2016 with three main goals: enhancing the country's global profile, modernizing the society at par with cultural traditions, and diversifying the Saudi economy away from oil. The Saudi government is especially focused on the last goal, since Saudi Arabia is the world's third most oil-reliant country, and petroleum exports contribute to the kingdom's GDP by around 40%. Since oil is a resource that is expected to run out eventually, the Saudi government knew it had to find other sources of economic growth, especially since it's estimated that Saudi Arabia's oil reserves will completely run out in 60 years. As a result, plans were made to increase non-oil activities in the kingdom and position it as a global trade, tourism, and entertainment hub. Thus, projects like the Muqab were created. If you're wondering how exactly a giant golden cube would contribute to the country's economy, the Saudi Public Investment Fund has the answer. Even though the Saudi Public Investment Fund didn't reveal the project's costs, which are undoubtedly massive, it gladly revealed that the project is expected to add nearly $48 billion to the kingdom's national GDP. This is because the Saudi government expects the Muqab to become one of the world's most popular and unique landmarks, which will attract a lot of tourists and foreign investment. Additionally, the project is expected to help Saudi Arabians by creating 334,000 direct and indirect jobs. But even though it promises tangible benefits to the country and its people, the mega project still received a copious amount of criticism. First of all, the cube's design and its utilization of its floor space were heavily criticized. When taking a look at the project's renders, you would see that the only parts of the project with actual floor space for offices or residential areas are the relatively small corner sections. Even though the Muqab promises a massive floor space of 2 million square meters, this number isn't actually impressive when you remember that the Muqab is big enough to house 20 Empire State Buildings. The Empire State Building has a floor space of around 210,000 square meters, and by comparing the Muqab to it, and after doing the math, the Muqab then should have around 4.2 million square meters of floor space. This is why the Muqab's utilization of its space was criticized, especially since the entire purpose of floor space is to be used for residential units or offices. But maybe this isn't the main point of the project, and its main purpose is actually to house the Twisted Tower and the holographic shows. However, this was also criticized. Many people felt like holographics of UFOs, outer space, and giant people walking around were something straight out of a dystopian movie. If anything, the introduction video that the Saudi Public Investment Fund posted feels like a science fiction movie trailer before everything goes wrong and aliens start attacking. Jokes aside, the Muqab's design also caused an uproar online thanks to its design, and it was accused of attempting to replicate the Kaaba, which is Islam's holiest site in the Saudi city of Mecca, or take away the attention from it. The project also received criticism due to its massive size, which will undoubtedly take a lot of money and human resources to accomplish. It's no secret that the majority of workers working on the construction of Saudi Arabia's mega projects are foreign or migrant workers, most of them being from Bangladesh, India, or Pakistan. According to a report by Human Rights Watch, Saudi employers are known for exploiting these vulnerable groups when it comes to construction projects, forcing them to work for over the specified 8 hours without giving them overtime pay in return. In addition, migrant workers sometimes receive low salaries and delayed payments. They also sometimes have to work in unsafe construction conditions and go home to poor living accommodations. So it isn't surprising that Saudi Arabia often comes under fire for how some construction employers treat the migrant labor force, and the construction boom the country is seeing is only adding to this problem. To conclude, we can say that the impacts of Saudi Arabia's mega projects on the country's general image and economy can't be denied, and they truly add so much to the kingdom and to the quality of living for its people. However, this shouldn't come by exploiting workers or building massive mega projects that claim to be sustainable and green havens while doing nothing to prove that. The Muqab received tons of criticism thanks to various reasons, which might cause the Saudi government to rethink it. For now, we can only wait and see how this unfolds. Well, that is everything for now. What do you think? Will Saudi Arabia go along with this project? Or is it now too problematic and will cause the government to go back to the drawing board? Please let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't, please subscribe and leave a like for this video. Your support helps us continue our work. Thanks again for your support, and I will see you in the next one.